everyone, thank you indeed for choosing us again tonight, dear viewers of Burundi Television. Welcome to this English news edition. Let's first start with the top stories. Under the guidance of the Nigeria's National Assembly Speaker, National Assembly met this Thursday to receive the report on activities carried out by the Ombudsman institution for the 2025 year. And Martin Kanyana, who was the guest at the National Assembly, indicated that 776 cases were received, among them 711 closed and processed. And the ravine at the border of Javin and Yakaviga in Kaza commune threatens the new Primary Avenue. Residents are calling on the ministry having infrastructure in its attributions for intervention. Among them, 711 closed and processed. Marisa Muhigwa has more.
While presenting to MPs the report on activities carried out by the Ombudsman's office in 2025, Burundi Ombudsman Ombudsman Kanyana stated that this institution has conducted various activities both inside the country and abroad. She noted that since the year was marked by elections, the Ombudsman's office educated the citizens on appropriate conduct during and after the elections. The Ombudsman of Burundi also indicated that the institution has visited different communes and border areas in order to listen to the grievances of the citizens and the women engaged in cross-border trade with the aim of providing them with advice and guidance. Ombudsman Kanyana further explained that the institution received and handled the dispute cases between citizens and state institutions, as well as between employees and employers, totalizing 776 cases. Among these, 600 were referred to the relevant ministries, including the Ministry of Justice, regarding activities carried out outside the country. Burundi Ombudsman stated that she held discussions with the other ombudsman institutions in the region to cooperate in finding solutions to disputes affecting citizens of those countries. Among the issues raised by lawmakers, the one that kept recurring concerned how the Ombudsman's office is helping to find appropriate solutions for Burundians imprisoned in Tanzania. In response to this issue, she requested the MPs to provide the names of those detained so that she could then engage with the Ombudsman's office in Tanzania.
Let's turn now to Gitega, where the governor of Gitega province, Refugee, called on the administrators of Gitega communes to follow up the measures of tracing control lines, recalling that it is an order from the head of state. It was this Tuesday during community activities in Karusi commune.
This community works took place on Uchanzikiro in Bugenyuzi zone, Karusi commune in Gitega province. They considered of marking contour lands. The governor of Gitega province, Refugee, explained to the population the importance of contour lands and environmental protection. In this regard, Governor Refugee instructed all communal administrators of Gitega province to ensure the implementation of this contour land works, emphasizing that this is a directive from the head of the state that should not be taken lightly. He also ordered communal administrators to ensure that houses located alongside the roads in urban areas have paving stones installed in front of their plots. In addition to these obligations, the governor of Gitega province, reminded the residents of this province the importance of maintaining hygiene and sanitation, raising garbage, and practicing intensive agriculture, particularly avocado farming, which is considered an export crop. Finally, after these community works, the governor of Gitega province visited a woman who had given birth to triplets at Natu Turashoboye Hospital for Karusi.
And for several days, a shortage of water supplied by Refugee has been observed in the Nyabagere district, located in Gihosha sector, as well as in Butere. Residents are turning to alternative sources like water from unprotected sources. Refugee is then asked to provide them with drinking water in order to guarantee a better hygiene conditions. Fabian has more.
Residents of various quarters in Bujumbura are complaining about a lack of drinking water, situation that makes maintaining hygiene difficult. Nyabagere Kota Gihosha zone, the shortage of water supplied by Regideso is particularly acute. Some residents say they are sometimes forced to use water from unprotected wells, while others report drawing water from the Nyabagero River, raising serious concerns about the health risks. In the Buterere zone, Regideso water can remain unavailable for several days. Residents primarily rely on water distributed by the company Amazi Water, which is powered by solar energy. However, they are requesting that this water be treated to prevent any risk of contamination for consumers. Residents also reported that at times Regideso water is available at the public taps, while in households in the same neighborhoods not a drop flows from the taps. This situation is baffling to the population, who are still trying to determine its cause. For his part, the Director General of Regideso acknowledges the existence of this problem and reassures the population by stating that work is underway to improve the water supply and achieve a satisfactory level of distribution.
In the ravine at the border of Jabe and Nyakabiga, Kotezini Mukaza commune, threatens the Imprimerie Avenue. Residents are calling on the ministry in charge of infrastructure for intervention so to protect the road and the surrounding buildings. Felix Quizera, he is in town in our newsroom. He has the details.
This ravine is located by a large water drainage canal separating Nyakabiga and Jabe near Imprimerie Avenue in Mukaza commune of Bujumbura province. Local residents explained that the ravine was caused by rainwater through this canal, which normally collects rainwaters from neighboring quarters and channels it into Nhangwa River. As can be seen, this ravine, approximately 20 meters deep, has already destroyed nearby houses on both the Nyakabiga and Jabe sides. Some of these houses have even been abandoned by their owners. It is also noted that the drainage canal continues to be damaged by the ravine, which is gradually advancing toward Imprimerie Avenue. The residents of this area are therefore calling on the competent authorities, especially the ministry in charge of infrastructure, to rehabilitate the ravine in order to protect Imprimerie Avenue as well as the neighboring houses on both Nyakabiga and Jabe sides. It should be also noted that in an attempt to protect themselves, local residents tried to install stones-filled gabions, but without success.
2,469 Burundian returnees were received at the Nyabitare transit site in Gisuru commune from Tanzania. In his speech, the Permanent Secretary of the Interior Ministry, Jean-Claude Nduwayo, called on them to undertake small income-generating projects once back in their homes. Jivande Shimie for the details.
On Tuesday, a large-scale repatriation operation took place with the return of 762 households comprising 2,469 Burundian refugees from the Nduta and the Nyarugusu refugee camps in Tanzania. The refugees were received at the Gisuru Burundi-Tanzania border by the Burundian authorities and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR. They were then transferred to the Nyabitare transit site where they will be prepared for reintegration into their families and the local communities. The Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Home Affairs expressed the warm welcome of the Burundian government, encouraging returnees to feel at home. He urged them to make good use of assistance package provided by the UNHCR to rebuild their lives through income-generating activities while preserving peace and security. For her part, Brigitte Mukanga Eno, UNHCR representative in Burundi, stated that this repatriation brings the total number of Burundian refugees already resettled to 9,000. She also called on the international community to support this effort in order to ensure dignified and decent conditions for the returnees. The refugees will spend a few days at the Nyabitare transit site before their final reintegration.
In the collaboration with the Justice Ministry, Care Burundi has carried out a field trip in Bugendana commune to evaluate the lessons given to communities, aiming at encouraging citizens to change their mentality and know that they are the main actors of their development. Jackson Irakoze was there.
These training activities for changing mentalities are currently taking place on the beautiful hills of Gitega province in the commune of Bugendana, particularly in Kidasha, Gelangabo, Mumba and other areas. Domitila Nachobakimvuna, the leader of the groups on these hills within the framework of the We Care project, mentioned that this project has been especially beneficial for the local population. Indeed, this program has enabled these citizens to acquire skills and science development opportunities to improve their lives. Domitila is therefore pleased with the positive impact these teachings have had on the residents of these areas. The past marriages in these villages were often informal. Many beneficiaries of this training say it has helped them to improve not only their way of life but also their marital life. Today, all their marriages have been legalized. Additionally, many of them have become trainers themselves, encouraging others to adopt new mentalities for their development. The head leader also confirmed that these trainings have led to significant improvement in households. Furthermore, the residents are now more aware of the importance of education. The representative of Care Burundi also emphasized that they had attempted to provide various skills to the citizens, but they had not yet reached the same level of development as what is now being achieved through these trainings. The permanent secretary of the Ministry of Justice, for her part, expressed his gratitude for the initiation of this program, highlighting that it has helped reduce the number of legal disputes in the courts. It is worth noting that the residents of the Mumba have already begun building a road and a bridge thanks to this shift in mentality. In addition to this training, Care Burundi has also provided 2 maize mills, one on the Gitongo Hill and the other on the Gelangabo Hill, to provide material support.
Well, this is the end of this English edition. Thank you for your attention. Have a good time.